Let's talk about some homework that I assigned myself this month. I'm going back to the classics. I try to read a different classic once a month, haven't been doing too well this year, but here I am with Herman Melville's Benito Cereno. I'm not actually a Herman Melville fan. I did try to read Moby Dick, it wasn't for me. But I am interested in reading The Invisible Man, and I have heard that that story and other narratives reference this novella, and I wanted a little bit of foundation before I tackled on some of those other reads. This was written in the late 1800s, so this was done in serial form and it's broken up into three different parts. I thought I was going to enjoy it because it does have an unreliable narrator. It's considered a classic when it comes to this type of story and is about a mutiny on a slave ship. The language and the time period just wasn't for me. I'm not really feeling this author. That being said, it was well written, especially the first part. The amount of frustration that you have for the narrator who clearly is not seeing some signs that the situation on the ship has gone awry. The obliviousness of that character really matches up to some of the audacity that we still see in people to this day. Honestly, though, my favorite part was the last part, and that's probably the part that's considered more dry, as it goes from being this one person's perspective to being the court transcripts or documents on how everything plays out in the end. It is heartbreaking. And it also really says something that those on the ship were not allowed to speak for themselves. The hardest thing about this, aside from the fact that I don't really like the writer, I feel like they're too wordy and they could have used less in order to get to their point, is we got to keep in mind that they are white. So while the story is commendable, when it comes to slave narratives, I find that I fall more in love with the writing from diverse voices and more contemporary voices. Have you read anything by Herman Melville, and do you think I need to give him a try? If so, I'm always willing to take your suggestions.